a hacker group says that they hacked Fulton County government. They are going to release pertinent information in the Trump trial if the government does not pay them money. They are threatening to do this, and the county calls their bluff. This is fascinating. So let me first go to Krebs on security. And according to the outlet, Krebs on security, and he does a lot of these commentaries and is very knowledgeable, there's been a major development in the hacker threat in Fulton County, where Trump is being prosecuted along with his cronies. The ransomware group LockBit told officials with Fulton County, Georgia, that they could expect to see their internal documents published online this morning unless the county paid a ransom demand. LockBit removed Fulton County's listing from its victim shaming website this morning, claiming the county paid the money. What? The county paid? However, county officials said they did not pay, nor did anyone make payment on their behalf. Security experts say LockBit was likely bluffing and probably lost most of the data when the gang's servers were seized this month by US and UK law enforcement. LockBit listed Fulton County as a victim on the 13th of last month, saying that unless it was paid a ransom, the group would publish files stolen in a breach at the county last month. The attack disrupted county phones, internet access, and even their court system. LockBit leaked a small number of the county's files as a teaser, which appeared to include sensitive and sealed court records in current and past criminal trials. We have that information posted there with obvious redaction and limitation. On the 16th of last month, Fulton County's entry, along with the countdown timer until the data would be published, was removed from the LockBit website without explanation. The leader of LockBit told Krebs on security this was because Fulton County officials had engaged in a last-minute negotiation with the group. But on the 19th of February, investigators with the FBI and the UK's National Crime Agency, NCA, took over LockBit's online infrastructure, replacing the group's homepage with a notice that they have seized LockBit ransomware decryption tools. In a press briefing on the 20th of February, Fulton County Commission Chairman, Mr. Rob Pitts, told reporters the county did not pay a ransom demand, noting that the board, quote, could not in good conscience use Fulton County taxpayer funds to make a payment. 3 days later, LockBit reemerged with new domains on the dark web, and with Fulton County listed among half a dozen other victims whose data was about to be leaked if they refused to pay. As it does with all victims, LockBit assigned Fulton County a countdown timer, saying officials had until late in the evening on March 1st until their data was published. LockBit soon moved up the deadline to the morning of February 29th. As Fulton County's LockBit timer was counting down to zero this morning, its listing, and I'm talking about on that date, its listing disappeared from the site again. So LockBit's leader and spokesperson, who goes by the handle LockBitSup, told Krebs on security that Fulton County's data disappeared from their site because county officials paid a ransom. Fulton paid, LockBitSup said. When asked for evidence of the payment, LockBitSup claimed the proof is what we deleted their data. The proof is that we deleted their data and did not publish it. End quote. Sounds like Donald Trump is on the other side. Like that's such a Trumpian answer. All right, but at a press conference, there's more. Fulton County Chairman Rob Pitts said the county does not know why its data was removed from LockBit's site. Quote, as I stand here at 4:08 p.m., we are not aware of any data being released today so far, Pitts said. That does not mean the threat is over. They could release whatever data they have at any time. We have no control over that. We have not paid any ransom, nor has any ransom been paid on our behalf. Brett Callow, a threat analyst with the security firm Soft, said LockBit likely lost all of the victim data it stole before the FBI NCA seizure, and that it has been trying madly since then to save face within the cybercrime community. They have a certain street credibility they have to maintain here in the cyber streets, I guess. I think it was a case of them trying to convince their affiliates that they are still in good shape. Callow said of LockBit's recent activities. I strongly suspect this will be the end of LockBit brand. There's more. Others have come to a similar conclusion. The security firm RedSense posted an analysis to Twitter X after the takedown. LockBit published several new victim profiles for their companies that it had listed weeks earlier on its victim shaming site. Those victim firms, a healthcare provider and major securities lending platform, also were removed from LockBit's new shaming website, despite LockBit claiming their data would be leaked. Quote, we are 99% sure the rest of their new victims are also fake claims, old data for new breaches. RedSense posted. So the best thing for them to do will be to delete all of the entries from their blog and stop defrauding honest people. Callow said there certainly have been plenty of cases in the past where ransomware gangs exaggerated their plunder from a victim organization. But this time it feels different. He said, this is a bit unusual. This is about trying to steal affiliates' nerves and saying all is well. We weren't as badly compromised as law enforcement suggested. But I think you'd have to be a fool to work with an organization that has been so thoroughly hacked as LockBit has. I didn't realize this was such a fascinating criminal enterprise, by the way. So they have organization, they have spokespersons, they have this credibility they must maintain. It's a real criminal enterprise here. So Rayyvana, would you like to dive into the depth of this criminal underground known as cybersecurity?
Right, we really got some inside baseball knowledge on the way that these criminal enterprises have to represent themselves to the public. No, I think this is a really, really interesting story because it is such a poorly thought out plan. You know, coming from a legal perspective, the threat that they're going to release the documents relating to the Trump case feels hollow and pointless, because if the threat is that you're going to release the documents you have so that the Trump team can see them, well, let me introduce you to a topic called discovery, through which they would already know what documents they have. So the only thing that they might, be feeling a little anxious about then would be strategy, but they've been pretty forthcoming with what they intend their strategy to be with the trials ahead in media, during press conferences. So and it's, we can all reasonably assume what their legal strategy is moving forward. So even that is not a very strong threat. The whole thing it seems very poorly thought out and silly. But speaking of maybe stupid and poorly thought out things, I would urge the Fulton County court system and to retrain their employees on how to safely use technology, because I think a lot of people have a misconception of what cybercrime looks like. Yeah. They imagine some advanced hacker, entering codes and, using backdoors or whatever terminology I can remember from anything pertaining to technology to sort of gain entry, when in reality, it's typically they send an email, a phishing email, to all of the .gov email addresses within a certain government entity, and someone clicks on the link and that downloads, ransomware or malware, or, in some aspect, that's how the viruses get in. That's how they get access to the servers, the information that they have. So I would urge them to take precautions and, maybe retrain the people who work for them on how to interact with that, send them fake practice phishing emails to see how many people fall for it in the future.
Yeah, and the biggest blunder, I think, was in the beginning when they assumed that they had access to the DA's office. The DA said, "Oh, no, we already took our servers away from Fulton County for this case and created an independent server so that this could never happen to us." And so big ups to Fonnie Willis and the team for being that proactive. This was never an issue about that particular case from the beginning, even though the claims were there from the initial narrative.